What's up guys, CX123HD here, and welcome to the Defensive Team of the Year predictions. Now first off, I want to start by apologizing because I'm sick and my voice probably sounds terrible, and I also want to apologize because I actually broke my Blue Snowball mic, so I'm using my old Xbox headset to record the audio for this, so sorry if it sounds like crap. I need to give credit to everyone that helped out for this. There were a lot of people. First off, Christian helped me out big time with the predictions as well as the rating predictions. Deked's also helping out big time with the predictions. KP8 Gaming and its NHL doing all the graphics. And then I helped with the predictions, and I did the commentary, obviously, and the editing. So links to everyone in the description down below. Be sure to subscribe to It's NHL, the Channel Network, and myself, and follow the 5 of us that worked on it on Twitter, and to stay up to date with all the Team of the Year stuff and stuff like that. Also need to put a big disclaimer out there. Defensive Team of the Year is very, very hard to predict. The reason we don't predict the Defensive Team of the Week lines is because it's hard and we don't really even know what it's based on, which stats they look at, and stuff like that. And Defensive Team of the Year is the same way. So please don't rely on what we're saying, alright? These are based on statistics. These are not just pulled out of thin air. But by no means are these guaranteed or confirmed or locked. I don't want to see a bunch of comments on Wednesday from people like, I thought you said this person was going to make it. I thought you said this person was going to make it. Why didn't you say this person was going to make it, alright? Because these are very, very difficult to guess, and will not be anywhere near as accurate as our Team of the Week predictions or the Offensive Team of the Year and Under 23 Team of the Year predictions that are coming out soon. Or 23 and Under Team of the Year, I guess I should say. Alright, so let's get these predictions started, shall we? First up is a pretty obvious one. It's Chicago Blackhawks center Jonathan Toews. Now, I'm not going to go through all the stats we looked at for each individual player. However, I will give stats for certain players that might come as a surprise. So if there's a specific reason, one specific stat that we thought, this player has to make it because of the stat, I'll let you know. But if they're just an all-around good defensive player, I'm not going to go through and name every single stat. Just in the interest of time and getting this out as early as I can and not being up until midnight editing. You can't have a Defensive Team of the Year without Jonathan Toews. He's regarded as one of the best two-way players in the game, and I'm sure if they didn't include him, there'd be riots. Hey, chill out there, Vancouver. I wasn't talking about literal riots. Toews' Team of the Year card would probably be one of the best all-around players in the game. He wouldn't be as good offensively as someone like Patrick Kane or Alex Ovechkin, but would be much, much better defensively. The next player falls into pretty much the same category, considered one of the best two-way players in the game. It's Boston Bruins center and former cover boy Patrice Bergeron. He was almost a guarantee to make it before the season even started, and he's having a career year, which makes his chances even better. I'm not really a fan of Bergeron in this game, but his 96 skating, 97 hands, and 99 defense make him a very, very good-looking card. Assuming our rating predictions are right, of course. The next player is yet another player that's in the Selke discussion every year. It's Anze Kopitar. The Kings are having a rebound year from when they missed the postseason last year, and Kopitar has been a big part of that with great performances both offensively and defensively. Kopitar's Team of the Year card would probably be a lot slower than Toews or Bergeron, but would have a lot higher checking and better physical play. The fourth forward, from the Anaheim Ducks, it's Ryan Kesler. Kesler leads all NHL forwards in block shots and is a big part of the best penalty kill in the league. He's considered an elite two-way forward, and his stats reflect that. Team of the Year Kesler would be a phenomenal penalty killer with good skating, good defense, and good checking, but if you're looking for a good offensive player, there are a lot better options that you can get for a lot cheaper. Next up, we have a player that's overlooked pretty often when it comes to defensive performances. It's Jordan Staal. We figure Staal is basically a lock because the other day EA tweeted one of those poll things where they ask you to respond with letters, and in this picture it was, who do you think should win the Selke this year? And the 3 options were Bergeron, Kopitar, and Jordan Staal. If EA is going to put Staal on their list of top 3 Selke candidates for the year, there's no way they're not going to put him on the Defensive Team of the Year. Team of the Year Staal would only be average offensively, but be fantastic in the defensive and checking departments. Our next forward to round out the top 2 lines is Mark Stone. We're a little hesitant on Stone because he's likely to make the 23 and under Team of the Year, but he has a ridiculous number of takeaways. He has 124 takeaways on the season, which is an average of 1.75 takeaways a game. He has almost double the next player, who is Jeff Skinner with 68. Stone would be a really solid power forward. Good in every area, but not exceptional in any areas. Alright, now let's move on to the third line, and this is where we start to get more unsure about things. First up, we have David Backes. Backes is a very steady center for the St. Louis Blues, decent offensively, but he really excels in the physical and defensive departments. His Huck card reflects that, with decent shooting, good checking, good defense, and average skating in hands. Next up, we have Joe Pavelski from the San Jose Sharks. I'm a little hesitant about this one as well, because there's a very good chance he makes Offensive Team of the Year. Out of all the players we listed here, Pavelski is by far the best offensively. His card would be fantastic in all areas except for checking. And finally, we are left with Ryan Callahan. Callahan has had an off year offensively, but has still been very, very solid on the defensive end of things. He plays a very hard physical game, playing the body at every opportunity. His Team of the Year card would be pretty average in all categories, except for checking, where he would excel. This is the part where I'm supposed to talk about the non-NHL line, however, we're not doing that. There are how many other leagues in the game? Like 8 or 9 other leagues that aren't NHL? I would have to analyze all the players from all of those leagues, and I would have to examine stats from different leagues, taking into consideration what league they play in, what the average is for that league. So for example, you're going to score more goals in the OHL than you will in the SHL, as an example. I would have to take that into consideration, compare players cross leagues, which is hard to do, and not to mention, they don't have a lot of stats for these leagues. I tried to look, I couldn't find any stats other than offensive stats. Couldn't find block shots, couldn't find takeaways, couldn't find any of those stats for other leagues that aren't the NHL. So it's just way too hard, way too time consuming, and just not worth it to get every single one of them wrong. So we're not going to do a non-NHL players for this. My apologies if you were excited for that. Hopefully we get some decent players in the game, because I know I like ripping silver packs, and hopefully you guys like ripping them too, and you can get some silver players for yourself, but we're not going to try to predict them, because that's just impossible. Sorry for the mini rant there. That wasn't supposed to be a rant, but it kind of came out like a rant. So I'm sorry about that. They came out a lot meaner than I intended. Anyway, on to the defenseman. First up, Ryan Suter. Ryan Suter is one of the best stay-at-home defensemen in the NHL. He eats up ice time like Phil Kessel eats hamburgers, spending almost half the game on the ice on average. Team of the Year Suter would be a very sought-after defensive defenseman, because he's one of the only defensive defensemen in the game that's actually fast. Next up might be this year's first 99 overall player, Shea Weber. Weber is a monster. He's huge, so he's very good at blocking shots, hitting players, making poke checks, etc. He's considered one of the best defensemen in the NHL. If Weber does make the Team of the Year, his card would be absolutely ridiculous. Not only will he be phenomenal in the physical and defensive aspects of the game, he'd also have a ridiculously hard shot. The next player is a bit of an interesting one. It's Dustin Byfuglien from the Winnipeg Jets. Now, usually when you think of Byfuglien, you don't think of defense. You think of either his really hard slap shot or his really big and sometimes dirty hits. We included him because he leads all NHL defensemen in takeaways this season with 64, which is almost 20 more than the next highest defenseman. Team of the Year Byfuglien would almost be like a budget version of Team of the Year Weber, only difference being Byfuglien is a two-way defender, while Weber is more of a defensive defenseman. Byfuglien would be a similar card in that he has a ridiculous slap shot and is really, really good at hitting. The next defenseman's also a bit of an interesting one. We decided to go with Dan Girardi. Now, the reason this is interesting is because all the Ranger fans on Twitter seem to hate him, and all the Ranger fans in my school seem to hate him as well. They always seem to be blaming either Girardi or Mark Stahl for whatever happens. However, if you look at the stats, he's up there in blocked shots, hits, and plus-minus. Either way, if he does make it, his Team of the Year card would be very, very good defensively. It would be really not good offensively at all. Now, on to the goalie. This should be the second best goalie of the year, with the best goalie being on the offensive Team of the Year. So the second best goalie, and the goalie we think will make the defensive Team of the Year, is Jonathan Quick. Quick has 37 wins, a .216 goals against average, and a .921 save percentage on the season. He's back to the elite form he was in when the Kings won the Cup 2 years ago. According to his attributes, he should be a great goalie, but all goalies seem to suck for me, to be honest. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Be sure to comment down below what you think of the predictions, if you have any predictions of your own. And please be sure to follow DKEDS and KP8 Gaming on Twitter. And also follow and subscribe to me, the Chell Network, and It's NHL. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.